sent me a message. She needs my help. You don't know her. Why are you telling me this? I thought you were out.
Yeah. Old habits, I guess. Anyway, I need to go. See you around 47.
No, you won't.
Because you're not an idiot. Let's just humor him. Yates likes his little games. Don't be long.
You got my message.
You'd never get caught on camera. Not unless you wanted to be seen. So what's the play?
You're not the only one who's been busy, 47. I'm this close to becoming the next constant. I'll be able to dismantle Providence from the inside. Only one man stands in my way. Don Yates.
It won't work. If Edward suspects...
I will convince him you acted alone. Retaliation for Gray. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
The Herald, Tamara Vidal. She has eyes everywhere, and they're all fixed on you. The plan won't work unless we take her out.
She never leaves my side for long. Whatever your plan is, I'll help you if I can.
You're sure about this?
As sure as I'll ever be. Here, I got you an invitation, just like old times. Come find me when it's done. Good luck, 47. Go on. We shouldn't be seen together. Well, have at it, 47. Like I said, we'll talk again when it's done.
Oh my gosh, be careful. The ground's super loose here. If we fall, we're going to seem like such idiots.
We won't fall. We just need to get the peak and we are good. And look at the gorgeous view. You know it will be worth it. Everyone's going to be beyond each
Ready, Pam? 3, 2, 1, and For more than 2 decades, New York-based law firm Morgan, Yates & Cohn has been among the most successful and the most controversial companies in the United States. Founded in the greed is good downtown era of the mid-1980s by Kenneth Morgan, Don Yates, and Theodore Cohn, the firm quickly amassed an impressive client roster, counting such corporate behemoths as Top Investment Bank, Milton Fitzpatrick, and Van Orton Tobacco. A reputation for ruthlessness and dirty tactics, no doubt originating with the notorious affluenza defense of murderous socialite Chelsea Whitmore, has long stuck to their name. But despite the persistent outrage of progressives, the firm has enjoyed a seemingly never-ending streak of successes and legal triumphs. This, however, may be changing.
Oh, Gretchen
Just
was
a
so jealous. Here, little buddy. Come on. Look at that orange Rufus crest. So adorable. Oh, and those yellow rings around the eyes. I mean, they fade in captivity. I've never seen them quite so vivid before. Oh, this...
I was expecting you at the club.
Bienvenidos to Viñeda Yates, señor. May I see your invitation?
Evening, senor. Would you get...
I just don't get it.
Tamara Vidal. I'm here for the tour, it seems.
Ah, yes. Miss Vidal. My apologies. I didn't recognize you. Let me sign you in.
Luther? Burnwood's flying solo. I want all eyes on. Let's see what she does. And Luther, redeploy the birds and key in on the party area. We're spread too thin. Too many blind spots.
Yes, me, huh? You buy it?
It's not unreasonable.
Oh, got it.
They're all done. And I see your tour guide is none other than Gabriel Vargas, the state's chief winemaker. Well, this is a rare privilege. You and Don Yates must be very close.
Yes, about 400 meters, I should say.
Pardon me?
Never mind. I'll just wait here for my companion. Carry on.
Ah, Miss Birdwood? Mr. Yates said you'd be dropping by. Are you ready for the grand tour?
Who else will be attending?
Let me check. Just yourself, Miss Vidal, and a Mr. Corvo Black, an employee of Mr. Yates from the New York office. He hasn't checked in with us yet. Would you like us to call him for you?
That won't be necessary. We'll go at our own pace.
No problem. I will tell Mr. Vargas, chief winemaker, to expect your arrival. You are in for a treat.
What do you make of this?
Well, Yates wants us out of the way. There's a reason we're the only heralds going on this tour of his. He's buying time. Question is, for what? I wouldn't be surprised if he considers me a threat, but is he bold enough to defy Edwards?
He'd be a damn fool. But they don't call him...
Is Corvo Black.
Yates Fixer. You know him?
ICA regular. I always suspected he was a middleman for Morgan, Yates and Cohn. I never took his contracts. Nasty piece of work. Below my standards. But plenty of my colleagues were less picky.
Well, they certainly got theirs. I wonder how you lead now.
He wouldn't. 47 is a weapon, and weapons don't judge.
I like him all.
Valentina must be over the moon about it all.
Bienvenidos to Viñeda Yates, señor. Gracias, señor. Enjoy the party.
I mean, compared to some of the other power players.
Don't you remember? It was a huge scandal. One of those, whatever.
Doesn't ring a bell. So, Mrs. Yates had a career as a diplomat.
Oh, yes. An international superstar. She was the Argentinian ambassador to Norway, then Israel, and then China. A terrorist was involved in some sort of back channel deal. Madam Simpson had to have camera.
It's surprising, you know, with all these extra guys. Oh, no, me you did it. Tell me you did it.
Oh, it's her, all right. I'm good.
Senor? It's a nice gesture, but a bit hubristic, wouldn't you say? He's not even been appointed.
I take it Edwards told you to chaperone me. Any idea why?
You know why. Trust is earned. Until Edwards is satisfied you're not sailing under a false flag, I will be his eyes and ears.
I meant why you.
I suppose I'm... We were at war about 5 minutes ago. Some people are funny like that.
But not you.
I admire the craft, the audacity. Everyone said Providence was untouchable and along you came.
Uh-huh.
The way I see it, you did us a
No.
service.
That's
No
cold.
mistake.
I like you
Shouldn't
more
be on
already.
Touché.
No, I'm quite sure. In fact,
I'm saying, no other law firm has this kind of brand penetration.
So, people all over the world know that Morgan, Yates, and Cohn are a bunch of soulless assholes. Good for you.
Why are you here, Burnwood?
Didn't you know? I have tango fever.
Thing is, nobody held a gun to your head. Why did you take his offer?
It was time for a change.
Your ICA profile. All those years, you never took a contract for money or glory. Only to serve your personal brand of vigilante justice. Targeting those who rise above the law, except for yourself, of course, but hey, everyone's a hypocrite. Still, makes you wonder.
I was wasting my potential. I did garbage duty for 30 years, and where did it get me?
You've certainly kept the world's coroners on their toes.
Edwards is right. Power never dies. It only changes hands. And his hands, well, I figure the world could do a lot worse.
You admire him.
I thought resisting power was noble. But revolution is a young person's game. It's easy to tear down, much harder to build. I figure I can be Edward's conscience. God knows I have the practice. Did I pass your test?
It was hardly the Pledge of Allegiance, but it's the best I could expect from a free-thinking radical.
What are we doing here, Dexy?
Hey,
Monumental records.
is dinner coming or what?
Almost there.
well, doesn't she have...
We had a slide quickly mixed up, but my esteemed brother is taking care of it as we speak.
That
See that he
seems a
does.
little extreme.
A lot of hungry people here, especially me.
Fine.
Hey,
We'll improvise.
Future Federation,
I
right?
believe Hades and Toro
I think we cooked
from
at your
the
election
classes
party
here.
once.
That's
Maybe
right.
she'll
How was
agree
it?
to tempt.
And they're
I'll
spiced.
look into it. No, we're not paying for the records. Hard currency will just have to sue the airline. I happen to know a court.
What do you believe in, Vidal?
I believe most people need to be led. They want it too, mind you. They've just been brainwashed by liberal humanism to think it's something to resist, something to be ashamed of.
Might is right. Is that it?
Any dumb mob or chest-pounding gorilla has might. I believe in merit, the will of competence. Those who are born with superior skills and intellect have a moral obligation to lead. It's as simple as that.
Wow. You're just a social media shitstorm waiting to happen, aren't you?
Don't talk to me about privilege. When the enemy is at the gates, you want the best man leading the charge, privileged or not. Questioning natural hierarchies is a peacetime luxury, and it only leads to chaos and decline. Providence must exist.
A necessary evil.
Nothing evil about it. No such thing.
appoint a Providence-backed successor as CEO of Ether, and then he accidentally slips in his bathtub during an anxiety attack?
It's odd.
He's been burned.
They're the proverbial power couple, honestly. Your Yates walks into a church unfair.
It's done. Now what?
Now, we strike at the heart.
Edwards. You know how to find him, don't you?
Why, Edwards finds you, 47. He is untraceable, and he never lets you forget it. He is cocky, and that will be his downfall.
What's the plan?
Too many eyes. Meet me at the Olive Grove at sunset. One last tango, 47. Ether brand neurotoxin transfers by touch. See, Edwards learns by his mistakes, 47. And as you've clearly demonstrated, brute force is futile. It had to be me. It was the only way. My family. I know what you did. After all these years, I finally know. You didn't have a choice. I did. Providence used you, but I'm no better. All I saw was a blank slate, a weapon to wield. I told myself it was what you needed, but people aren't meant to be controlled. This is a kindness. Goodbye, Agent.
him. Burnwood never ceases to surprise me. You really are a most singular individual. And to think she wanted me to put you down. Lucky for you, I never throw away anything useful. Prepare the serum. Forgetting's not so bad. You've done it before.
What's he doing? Is he still looking at us?
I'm afraid so. Poor sap just won't accept his days are done.
Perhaps I should take him out to the woods and set him free.
Oh, it's a classic.
He was a loyal tool. But everything goes the way of the horse and cart eventually.
I couldn't agree more.
Name for it. For when we go commercial, I mean.
You figure this thing has commercial applications? Who'd want to have their minds wiped?
Not wiped, obviously. But that's just fine-tuning. Okay, right now the serum erases long and short-term memory banks wholesale. But in a couple of cycles, we'll be able to isolate the effect to individual memories. Imagine if you could pluck out childhood traumas, ugly breakups, combat trauma. You guys should be over the moon.
What are you talking about? I love waking up in a cold sweat with a scream stuck in my throat. So, what would you call it then? Your catchy, off-the-counter name.
I don't know. Blank Slaterzine?
You are a piece of work, lady.
Come on. Jim, was it? It always starts like this. GPS, microwaves, duct tape. This serum will eventually improve lives. I've got to believe that.
I rely on you. Raytheon Corporation bought this train for sample backup storage. But since the bombing at their R&D site in Johannesburg, they're refitting the cars as a mobile field lab.
Huh. So what did the Russians use it for back in the day?
The way I hear it, this used to be...
Where are we supposed to be exactly? Ukraine?
The string of resignations at the top level of international finance continues as Milton Fitzpatrick CEO Alexander Fannin joins the president of Hamson Oil, Quantum Leap founder Tim Quinn, and plenty of others who step down from the single-minded fighting. This mysterious trend is still
I choose this path because I can.